as you can see, we have the shelves behind me, and today I am taking on the very large task, and hopefully only getting it done in a couple of hours. I'm reorganizing my bookshelves. Now, I was going to buy new shelves and hold off this reorganization until then, but I've now decided I'm gonna get the shelves after Christmas in January, so that I have space for a Christmas tree, because if I get the shelves then I won't have space for a tree. So now I'm like, okay, well, I keep buying these books and I feel like I can get them on the shelves, but there isn't space in the way that it is currently organized. So we're gonna reorganize it in the hopes that everything has a little bit better of a home and a space on the shelves. Okay? So we're gonna work in 3 steps today. Okay, step 1 is to get all of the books off of the shelves and get them organized roughly how I think I want to like separate them on the floor. So for example, hardback fantasies, paperback fantasies, and then like authors can stay together. And then like romance, my crime mystery, my classics, you know, kind of organize things like that, separated by their genre, basically. Step 2 is to put all the books back on the shelves, but obviously in a new order and configuration, something new, different. Yes. And then the 3rd step is going to be to redecorate. I'm going to keep this bunting up, but everything else I'm going to take off. And I'm also going to redecorate this top bit here because it's looking a bit cluttered. So we're going to do that. We're going to reorganize that too. But yeah, those are the 3 steps we're going to be working through. I'm going to start right now by clearing enough space to put all of the books onto the floor. But I have a few ideas of like themed sections or shelves that we can do, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can do that. I think my current organization is almost a bit too regimented for me. Like, there's too much order. I want it to be a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more free. Like, I don't know, I just see some other people's shelves and I'm like, those look fun and a little bit less serious than I feel like I'm taking mine, and I want to do that. I want to have some fun with them. So we're going to try and be creative and a little bit different today, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I do have a few ideas. And then once we've done all of that, I'll probably take you guys through a rough overview. But if you guys ever want a bookshelf tour, let me know, because I will do that like in depth, talk you through all of the books that I own, everything like that. But I'll probably just give you an overview of each shelf once we're done today. So it's time to take everything off of the shelves. It's going to be a big task. So the shelves are now completely empty, apart from one shelf in this like bottom down here. I left that one as it is because it's kind of my like dumping ground for books I don't know what to do with, and I know if I take them out of that shelf, I'm just gonna have to move that entire contents of that shelf to a different one, you know, because I still don't know what to do with them. It's a random assortment of books. Also, I left Harry Potter up here, but I did move Shatter Me, and I'm thinking of putting all of my V.E. Schwab books up there instead, because I really want to do like a dystopian section. And obviously Shatter Me is dystopian, so it would be a large part of the dystopian section. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put V.E. Schwab up there. And then as for the rest of it, I really don't know. But there's kind of like these two shelves that you guys can see behind me in every video. So I want to do something completely different with those so that it's something different to look at behind me. But other than that, I have no idea. I'm going to give you guys a look at the books everywhere because it's crazy. Like the rug over there. Let's just say I own a lot of fantasy books. It's kind of crazy. So let's just see what we can do. I have finished the organisation now of the shelves behind me. As you may be able to see, they look quite different. I could not fit everything on the shelves, which is kind of crazy. I had like 2 shelves left and I had a stack of fantasy books around me, and I was like, you know what, I could probably fit these in. And then I looked to my left and I had almost a whole shelf's worth of dystopian books, and I was like, I don't have another shelf free, like where am I gonna put them? So I think I told you guys about the shelf at the bottom I initially left because it's my like, I don't know what to do with them books. Well, guess what, I had to figure out what to do with them because I needed to use that shelf for my dystopian books. So what has happened is I have gotten rid of a few books, which I'm kind of proud of myself for because I never get rid of books. I've gotten rid of quite a few actually. I'm just grabbing them. We're going to do a little unhaul. And then there's about 10 books. I have these like cubbies. Like it's like a brown shelving unit cubby thing. I had to put some books in there, so I've taken over one of those with the books. But let me show you what I'm getting rid of. So I got this random like Regency romance for $2.99 like a couple years ago. Never gonna read it, don't need it, it was taking up space, couldn't fit it into my romance shelves, so we're getting rid of it. I have Fangirl and Rainbow Rowell, Fangirl and Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I have read Fangirl probably like 10 years ago, maybe like 8 years ago, and I've never read Carry On, and honestly I think I'm so far past like the person I would have been when I wanted this book. Like I just don't think I'm ever gonna read it, and I will never reread Fangirl. I just don't think Rainbow Rowell is an author I will ever read again, for no specific reason. I just don't think she's my taste anymore, so I'm getting rid of my Rainbow Rowells. I'm getting rid of A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. If I ever want to read this, I will get it on my Kindle. I don't feel the need to own this copy, and I couldn't fit it in anywhere, and I was like, you know what, don't even need her, let's just get rid of her. I have this stupid textbook sized copy of the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. I'm never going to read from this copy. It arrived, and I don't know why I didn't just return it, because I was like, I'm never going to read from this copy, it feels like I'm studying. Why would I do that to myself? I've actually since, it's behind me somewhere, here. This is my new copy of the Iliad. I haven't got one of the Odyssey yet, but never gonna read this. I've just been hanging on to it for years and years because I felt bad because it was a gift, but I'm never gonna read it, so I'm getting rid of it. I might keep this one actually. Then we have some random books from school. Blood Brothers by Willie Russell. Never gonna read it. And In Spectacles, I did actually really like this play, but I don't need to own a copy of it. And Poems of the Decade, which was my modern poetry anthology for my A-levels. Don't need it. Don't need it. And then I had to be quite cutthroat with this one because I'm actually kind of sad about it, but I had no room for it, and I much prefer this copy up here, and that is this movie cover of The Hobbit that I own. I'm getting rid of it. I have a gorgeous illustrated copy up here. I'm still keeping, I have a bind up of all 3, I think I've spoken about it before, of all 3 volumes of The Lord of the Rings in one like book. I'm keeping that even though I have other copies, and then I also have this like mass market paperback copy of The Fellowship of the Ring. I love that copy, I think it's so cute, so I'm keeping that one. But we are saying goodbye to my duplicate copy of The Hobbit. Those are all of the books that I got rid of today, but I do have a stack here next to me, which I might really quickly go through so that I can put them out in the haul and forget about them. So I'm just going to fly through them. Witches Steeped in Gold, Lore, this Chasing the Dragon I actually might keep to rip out pages from, but I'm just going to throw that like with my stationery, but I think that could be fun to print out like old book pages from, but I don't even know what this is. I have these not matching weird copies of the Da Vinci Code and Inferno. Inferno is the movie cover. The Da Vinci Code is a stupid mass market paperback, which I just cannot read from. If I ever want to read it, I'll get it on my Kindle. This book, I think, yeah, I'm going to get rid of. It's like, I don't even know, about this like French housewife. Don't need it. The Beetle, a Mystery. I was meant to read it for one of my classes, never did. Don't need it. These have some really interesting stories that I do think are amazing, but I never read short stories outside of school, and will never study these books again, and I just know I'm never going to pick them up, so I'm going to donate them so that someone else can enjoy them more than me, because there's definitely some incredible stories in here. I'm just not really a short story reader, so I'm never going to touch these. Aurora Rising and Aurora Burning. I did quite like the first one, but then I heard some dodgy things about J. Kristoff, and it made me never want to pick them up again. And I thought, why do I need to own them if I'm never going to read them? So, get rid of them. Confessions of a Sociopath, Holding Up the Universe, Jack the Ripper Case Closed, Winterbirth, and then these two, like, Vampire Hunter Marvel comics. Yeah, basically, I'm never going to read any of these books, and I'm going to donate the ones that are donatable, and then the rest I will get rid of, but I will see what my local charity shops want to take before I get rid of anything. But that was my little brief intermission of an unhaul. Yeah, all of these books were taking up space that I do not have, so I'm getting rid of them. And the last step of today's bookshelf reorganisation is getting dark, so we have crap lighting now, but I need to put all of my little knickknacks back on the shelves. So we're going to do that, and then this reorganisation process will finally be finished. But I'm really happy with how they're looking. So I'm excited for everything to be in its... I'm excited for everything to be in its final place, so let's go and do that, and then we can wrap this video up. So I'm coming in to do a voiceover actually because the audio wasn't great, but at the top we have Harry Potter, and then we have just like a general YA shelf. It's mainly romance, and then I moved my whole Cassandra Clare shelf, but we also have some Laini Taylor right at the end. We have my vampire shelf, so this section here that I'm pointing to is all of my vampire books, and then right at the end we just have like a few miscellaneous horrors, and then this one down here is my Greek mythology, and then my dark academia books. I think this is my favourite shelf. This is my rainbow fantasy shelf. You know, it goes from like the lights to the darks, and then we just have SJM down at the bottom. And then moving on, we have my my romance shelf, so like Magnolia Parks, Ashley Poston, Ali Hazelwood, Emily Henry, and then Elsie Silver. And I love this shelf. It's a really nice, you know, mix of all of my favorite romances. And then this is my fantasy hardback. There's nothing really else to it. And then at the bottom is my like murder mystery, thriller, crime-esque sort of books. Then the last bookcase, we have V.E. Schwab right at the top. And then my classics, you know, just, yeah, general classics. Then my rainbow romance shelf, which I love, is one of my new favorites. My Rick Riordan shelf with a random 5th season at the end. Guys, listen, I literally had no more room. I had nowhere else to put it. Then this is like, you know, fantasy, Holly Black, Stephanie Garber, One Dark Window, my Powerless books, and then right at the end you'll see when I move the camera, yep, there we go, the Night Circus is at the end. I had to split that from the Startless Sea. I had no more room. And below that we have my Brando Sando books, Leigh Bardugo, and then other just miscellaneous fantasy. And right at the bottom we have my like dystopian books and random fantasies too. Okay everyone, that is it. I have finished the shelves. It's now like almost pitch black outside. I've been doing this for maybe 3 or 4 hours but we finished it and I'm so happy with how they've turned out. I love them a lot more than how they were organized before. As you will see, there was a few special shelves. We had a romance rainbow shelf and a, you can't see it, but a fantasy rainbow shelf. We also had my almost entirely vampire shelf. You know, we've got some like fantasy hardback shelves, some more romance shelves, you know, we've got a lot going on and I'm really happy with them. I forgot to mention, I'm coming back in, I forgot to mention the overspill shelf. I briefly mentioned it in my unhaul, but the overfill shelf is kind of a random fiction. You know, we've got like some Sally Rooney, we've got The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, we have Britney Spears' memoir, like we have, that's not fiction. We have random fiction and then we have 2 non-fictions which are my like celebrity memoirs because I have Jeanette McCurdy's one as well. But yeah, we have officially overflowed the shelves. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm not going to be moving my TBR, any of my physical TBR onto the TBR cart anymore. It's no longer gonna be a TBR cart. I'm leaving it empty and any books I buy from now till I get my new shelves, they're just gonna go on that cart. So it's just gonna be an overfill, you know, almost an extension of the shelves onto the TBR cart. Yep, okay. Now I'm done. So I hope you guys liked the shelves too, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and do all of those things, and I will see you in my next one.